Okay. Honestly, I wasn't planning to go live again today. I only had two posts to share, so I was like, well, there's not enough to really record a video. But then I dug and found a couple of things that Stacy Chadwell and Kathy Slavic sent me. I added those two, and I figure that's close enough, but too late to record. So why not just go live and drive everybody crazy? The first thing I do have is actually about one of our past actors from Outlander, and I'm looking at my phone because I'm having trouble remembering this fellow's name. It was Oliver Finnegan. He played our second young Willie, young William, I should say, not young Willie. And I wanted to share that he is on Netflix show The Watcher, and so this young man here has gotten himself a new role, and I'm not sure if this, yeah, and this is what he looks like a little bit older. I'm not showing the whole post. This is from Facebook. I found it and it was shared by Cheryl Evers, but I'm not showing the whole thing because people are mean and the comments are not kind, and I don't feel like passing those along. But awesome for Oliver. I think he did very well as young Willie on the Ridge. So very cool to see that. That one, I believe, was shared by Kathy Slavic, but it might have been Stacy Chadwell. I apologize. There were two of them, and I didn't have a good way to mark them when I was like, I might as well go on, and had very little time to prepare. So I'm good news for one of our our young fellows, and it's good to see his, keeping up with his job there, I guess. I also wanted to share this. I'm gonna have to recenter this for just a second, but I shouldn't have to move things around too much after this. This one is another one that was shared by, okay, this one I'm pretty sure was Kathy Slavic. Helmet, well, I can't say the name. I'm so sorry. It shares this, though, and it's check out the Outlander filming location book, now available on Amazon. Photos and descriptions of Outlander filming locations taken over many years of touring guests to these places. Okay. Features photos and short descriptions of the main filming location of season 1 and 2. Buy it here at Outlander filming location. This isn't brand new, but in case you were wanting to get it, you can apparently get it here. There is you know what? There is a link. I'm gonna have to add that to my list of links for this video, so I'll make sure I put that up there for you. But I mean, that's pretty cool. Check out the locations that they filmed at, and there's descriptions, information about them. Very cool for the rest of us who are just a tiniest bit obsessed with Outlander. It's not a dangerous obsession. It's just tiny obsessed. In fact, that's part of the reason I'm doing this. I'm so anxious for the next episode. I couldn't just sit here all day. So I've decided to share more stuff. Outlander stars shared this post reminiscing about season 7 as we gear up the finale this week. Hashtagging Outlander. Outlander Forever says, I'm not ready. No, none of us are ready for it to be over, because that means we only have one season left, but we're all like really anxious to see what happens because, and I've got a quote later on this, it appears that the actors weren't even aware that this wouldn't be the last episode when they were filming it. So, I mean, we were kind of going back and forth on that. Did the actors know? And according to a quote, very possibly not. But this is a great set of images behind the scenes. I love to see the cameras and the gaffers, and we got the microphones every now and then leaning out. Not to mention the good clapper. Oh, I love a good clapper that says what scene they're doing. But a lot of fun pictures here. This one I really like too, just because, look, it's generational, right? Multi-generational. Spans 200 years of generations, actually. So, yeah, really good ones here. Is he giving a thumbs up? Again, I adored Izzy when I met her, mostly because she complimented my tattoos. And I will take a compliment on something some people think is just weird. Okay, and this one was a good one, too. I know she's supposed to be repairing his eye, but it looks a little like she's about ready to stab him through his eye. Can't see that she's holding a knife or anything, but she looks like she's ready for attack, not repair. And I kind of got a kick out of that one. And then I have, I believe, one more here. This one, oh, you know what? I will resize this just a bit, or I'll just adjust it a bit so we can see her better. Outlander Online and Flory May Wilkins. You know what? I do have her cut off on here. That's not nice. There, see, Florrie Mae Wilkins. Okay, up here. And it says Florrie Mae Wilkinson behind the scenes of Outlander season 7. So that's our Fanny right there. And again, I'm going to adjust it again. But that's our Fanny, at least the backside. She has great hair. Okay, I've thought this when we saw her on film. She has fantastic hair, beautiful hair. So does Jane. Don't get me wrong, but I'm jealous of people with great hair these days because mine's thinning, but I have weird hair now, so no one knows that unless I tell them. Don't tell anybody. And another Instagram here, and this time I am going to resize. I apologize, folks. I did not think I was going to have to resize this often, and now I'm all just make that a little bit smaller so it can fit the whole thing in. It still didn't work, but I'm almost ready to go with it. There we go. Glamour magazine. I like to give credit, and if I'm covering the credit, it doesn't do us any good. Outlander Online shared this from Glamour. Outlander on Glamour's What to Watch the week of January 17th list. You know what? I'm going to take a moment and tell you that I have 3 things on January 17th that I have to watch, and it's going to be a ridiculous day. So glad that it starts on the 16th at midnight for me. From Gilmore Link in Stories, an Outlander finale never disappoints. Katrina Balfe tells Glamour that it is shocking. While Sam Hewn reveals that episode 716, titled 100,000 Angels, is actually one of his favorites of the entire series, not just this season, of the entire series. It's beautiful. It really is, Hewn says. It's truly an Outlander finale, very dramatic. Fans are just going to have their hearts in their throats. Honestly, guys, we need tissues. We always need tissues, but apparently we need all the tissues. Okay, so make sure you have your tissues. Hewn also admits that he didn't know when they were filming the episode if they'd be coming back for a final season. So in many ways, behind it all, there's this bittersweet moment. So again, they didn't know that it's a finale to be all finales because they thought it might be the finale to be all finales. I imagine we're going to be destroyed. Now, in all likelihood, they tweaked a couple of things on the ending. The scene that would have been part of that last episode is probably going to be the first scene in season 8 or something. They'll edit it so it goes smoothly. But the idea was season 7 was going to be the final season. And, if you've been part of this channel or if you follow Outlander at all, we all knew that. We were hoping there would at least be an 8th season. Some of us were pulling for 3 more seasons, but that's okay. We'll take the 8th instead of a 7th being the end because there's more story. And there is more story to tell in the books. So I'm really glad about that. And then this part here is pretty much just what's on the site here, except for down here it says, it's beautiful, it really is. Hewn says it's truly an Outlander finale, very dramatic. Fans are just going to have their hearts in their throats, honestly. Okay, this is what he said. I just like reading Sam's words. It's almost as nice as hearing his voice. Next post, this one is one that I'm pretty sure is from Stacy. So I'm if I'm wrong, but I love it when you guys contribute a little something. I'm not always showing everything because some of it doesn't quite fit. I thought this was cool. So have you ever wondered, I know it's past Christmas, but have you ever wondered where the name Ebenezer Scrooge came from? This post actually shares that information, and so that we can actually hear it well, I'm going to turn off my microphone for just a minute while I set this up to play because I forgot to put my headphones in.
This is where Ebenezer Scrooge got his name. I'm in the Canongate Kirkyard in Edinburgh, and in 1841, none other than Charles Dickens was walking around here. He came across a gravestone that read, "Here lies Ebenezer Scroggy. He was a mean man." And he was taken aback. He thought, how mean must this mean man be that they've written it on his gravestone, immortalised that for the rest of time. And so he stopped and he wrote it down, and then obviously went on to write A Christmas Carol with the infamous Ebenezer Scrooge. But unfortunately for Ebenezer Scroggy, he wasn't a mean man at all. He was a meal man. He was in the grain industry. And not only was he not mean, he was very generous and kind. So that is how Ebenezer Scrooge got his name, from Charles Dickens misreading a gravestone in this churchyard in Edinburgh.
Okay, I just find that fascinating and funny at the same time, and sort of sad. I recently watched the Dickens movie that is supposed to say how he came up with the idea of A Christmas Carol. It's a really fun movie, and not at all what this says it is. I feel like she's being honest and the movie was being dramatic, because that makes sense. I feel kind of bad for Ebenezer. People all think he was this mean guy now, and his namesake is not, apparently. He was just a businessman, a decent fellow. It is interesting where we get our names. I can tell you something funny about where I got my name, but I'm going to wait until at the end of here if I remember. I need to get rid of that. And for our last bit here, I will adjust for just a moment so you could see the Cocktail Diaries, A Spirited Journey with Recipes. This is the book that if you watch that Today Show interview, he was discussing, and we can pre-order. I'm going to adjust just a minute again so you can see the cost is $29.99 for a hardcover. You can get your Kindle version for $9.99, and a lot of us just go with Kindle. I like a book, though. I've noticed, especially as I'm getting older, I miss books. I miss feeling a book, and I don't know. It's a little different. Now, I want to read real quick the description here. It says, Sam Yoon's acting career has led him to a unique journey all around the world, and his love of craft spirits, history, and travel is distilled into this personal collection of cocktails. The Cocktail Diaries includes chapters on Sam's top 10 all-time favorites, simple and timeless recipes for those easy crowd pleasers, complex and conversational for something a bit more sophisticated, and a final selection made by friends, featuring imaginative recipes created by international bartenders for Sam and his brand Sassenach Spirits, a tailor-made tour of the world's best cocktails. That's very cool. Sam's expertise and enthusiasm shine through as he regales tales of tasting cocktails from the historic Belvedere in Paris and Frisco, on the Las Vegas Strip, in Papaya Margarita in the back of a van in the Oaxaca Mountains, and delights in sharing his favorite adventures and drinks with the reader. You know what? My birthday is soon. I know I keep talking about my birthday. I'm going to be 50, so it's just kind of freaking me out. But I'm like really happy about it at the same time. At any rate, I'm thinking birthday present. My husband is going to say, honey, what do you want for your birthday? About 3 days before my birthday, because he's a planner. I love him, but he's not the planner in the family. I am. And I'm going to hardcover this sucker. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the present to ask for. Now, having absolutely nothing to do with Outlander, I'm going to regale you very quickly with the story of my name, because my name isn't Katie. It's not like it's really Hortense or anything, but it's Catherine, which is a fairly common name for my generation. There were like 3 Catherines in my elementary school classes, and way more as I went into middle school and high school. Catherine, very normal name. My father was a Marine in Vietnam, and trust me, this has a purpose. He was a Marine in Vietnam, and while he was stationed, he had a dream about I feel very embarrassed saying this part, a beautiful brunette, intelligent, and just amazing, and her name was Catherine. And when my mom announced that she would be having a baby, this is like 9 years later. I was born in 75. Dad was over there in 67, 68. At any rate, so years later, when my mom says we're having a baby and they find out, at the time of birth, because they didn't know beforehand back in the olden days, it's a girl. My dad says, let's name her Catherine. My mom had always wanted to name one of her daughters, one of her children, Elizabeth. I don't know how he lost the coin, or how she lost the coin toss on this, because my rule is I carry the baby. I get to have a big say in the name. Luckily, my husband has never argued about that. And so my name is Catherine. My middle name is Elizabeth. And I have a granddaughter named Elizabeth because I told my oldest daughter this story, and she swore that her first child would be Elizabeth. And so she is Elizabeth. And that's, I mean, names are so weird. Anyway, that's the story of Katie's name. And this is my whole live video. I have 16 people who stayed on to listen to my silly name story. I appreciate that very much. Hopefully you got a little extra Outlander content. I honestly don't know if I'll have a video tomorrow. I'm kind of out of stuff. I'll go do some digging and we might do some look backs, or I'll check out and see what some of the other actors are doing. I've very much been sticking to our core 7-season actors. With the exception of young Oliver, because I just thought it was mean. People were being mean to him on the internet, and I wanted to be nice. But if you didn't get enough Outlander information, you can check out that Droughtlander Season 7 Part 2 playlist, which is going to be rounding up to its end here in a day or two, because officially, after I see Season 8, or Season 7's finale, I'm waiting for Season 8. So Droughtlander will begin for me as soon as I watch the video. So Friday morning, 1 a.m. I will be fiending for the rest of the story. But if you'd like more, check out that playlist. Thanks so much for joining me. Thank you, my members, for the extra support. Thank you for those of you who have been intermittently putting a little super thanks on this channel. I appreciate it. B, you've been doing quite a bit here and there. I appreciate that very much. And those of you who had in the past couple of months, thanks so much. It helped round out what little I could make in revenue, and does help us donate a little more to the wildfires, or did help us donate a little more to the wildfires. I appreciate that so much. I will have a more detailed thing on Friday. I'm hoping I'll have a video on Friday. I really don't know if I'll have one tomorrow. Anyway, I'll let you guys know. You'll see, because you'll get a notification, because you hit that notification bell after you subscribed and liked this video, of course. But I will see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Happy hump day. And you have any questions, comments, wacky things you want to let me know, or tell me I could do better, let me know below. Oh, and remember, Couples Next Door. It's starting also this Friday. And if you want to be part of those chats, please let me know in an email at katie@katiescornerinspace.com. That email is in the description. And right now I only have one taker, so there's plenty of space. If you want to wait until after you viewed it before you decide you want to chat about it, that's fine. I will not be checking these emails and making my final list for our first talk until Sunday. And then we will probably have our first talk on that Tuesday and come up with a better schedule for the ones afterwards. Since I still got a couple of you, anybody like Girl Scout cookies? My daughter is going to have a link up to help support her troop. She's selling Girl Scout cookies, so you might want to watch this space if you want Girl Scout cookies literally delivered to your door by the postman. Okay? All right, that's it. I swear. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow, if not Friday. Have a great Wednesday.